time is dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, yeah. In the field like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, no. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's an AFC North matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go! Ready? 18 game. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
On first down, Bishop. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on second and 13. Second and 13. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now third and 13.
Here we go. Ready?
From the gun, Griffith. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd. They feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Operating from the gun. Short. And his throw here's incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
The numbers for Diggs from a week ago, well north of 100 yards receiving. He was hard to stop. The only thing they did well defensively, they didn't allow him to get in the end zone.
And that's small comfort for them because he actually carved them up. I love his versatility. I love his route running. Ran the entire route tree. They hit him on deep shots, quick hitters, balls over the middle, balls to the sideline. He was everywhere.
From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. To throw again. Short. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin Bush in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
From the midfield stripe, they look to throw. Go. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards in the field position. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. That's 2 really excellent drives for them to start this ballgame, both ending with touchdown passes.
In big picture, they look great, don't they? Like a well-oiled machine right now. But let's down focus a little bit and talk about the guy calling the signals and throwing the passes. He is playing with precision right now, scanning the field and making excellent throws.
It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. Throwing on first down. Griffith. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. From the gun, Griffith. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 30. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
Let them know, let them know.
Operating from the gun. Griffith nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a six. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good with their seeing.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Is that all you got? You better come on.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Off the play fake. Griffith. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Quinnen Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Looking to throw. Short. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back to throw. Short. That's the number 2 receiver. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 33 yards that time. Looking to throw. Short. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Back to throw. Griffith. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, short. Able to find Switzer. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17, following the 2 negative plays. Looking to throw. Short. Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Kelsey, the intended receiver there. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd and 5. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bishop. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Griffith nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush, a milestone sack for him as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132.5. Back to throw. Griffith. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And he's going to go down again. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. Looking to throw. Short. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. He goes 91 yards on the kick return as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
That one good for a 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Caught it just inside the 10 at the 9, and his feet did the rest. This is taken at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on,
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Griffith nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Short.
And you just know when that play call came in there.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Bishop.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
7 yards there and a first down. On 1st and 10, Griffith. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. They'll run on first down. It's Bishop. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Griffith. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Operating from the gun. Griffith complete to his tight end Sample. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Andy Janovich, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are in for 6. Well, it was 2nd and goal. You're in there close. That's the fullback's comfort zone.
Not only is it his comfort zone, it's an expectation. That's what he's supposed to do. Turn and hand it to him. Big guys fire out. Find your way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Alvin Kamara, touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounce back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
This is taken at the 3. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice. We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
On first down, it's Bishop. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. Bishop. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. On third down, it's Bishop, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Nothing doing on second and third down after that 9-yard gain on first. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Ready.
On fourth down, Griffith. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
60 outlaw.
To throw on second down. Griffith. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. Fourth down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that one. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Short. And the pressure gets to him again. Quentin Williams in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Back to throw. Short. And Diggs has it. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now left side on the swing pass. He's got the first down and more past midfield. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Alvin Kamara. His second touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This is taken near the 13. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Looking to throw. Griffith going up top, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Over the middle, complete. It's Ray. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it, but you know every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Bengals drive about to get going, and with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. The big fella. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. And, Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Throwing on first down. Griffith. This one hauled in by Sample. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. And he will find his man on the end route, complete.
One of the selling points of the end route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the nowhere to go. Here he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Past the 20. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the field.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the script, into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing to start the drive. Griffith firing quickly here, and that's complete. But he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Devin Bush. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
We've been around this league for.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's get it.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So make it 2 missed field goals for him now, but I have the sense, given that distance, you can probably forgive him here on this one.
Yeah, this is out of the range of just about anybody on planet Earth except probably you, partner. But you just got to drive it out low and hope that somehow you hit it absolutely perfect. But no real chance for this one to go through.
Back to throw. Short. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point put through by Boswell, and a lead will swell by 1 more. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Tight end right, tight end right. Get it. Clear.
Throwing again. Griffith. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
You can't block me. Big Griffith.
From the gun, Griffith. Now a desperate into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play.